All right, yeah, Algebra 1, Unit 7, Lesson 18, applying the quadratic formula, Part 2. So 18.1, bits and pieces. So we evaluate the expressions for a equaling 9, b equaling -5, and c equaling -2. So go ahead, spend the next couple minutes substituting in those values for those problems for 1 through 4, and see what you get. All right, so hopefully you pause the video and you tried 1 through 4. If b is -5, then we're just substituting for the negative b, right? So negative of a -5 is just going to be a +5. So, right, so that's basically all you're doing for 1 through 4. So you see an example, go ahead and try to do 2 through 4. Be aware, square root of 9, right? So number 4, I think I'll go ahead and take care of. We know this is 5 plus or minus the square root of 9, 5 plus or minus. So square root of 9 is plus or minus 3. So you have two possible answers. You have 5 plus 3 here, or you have 5 minus 3 right there. So that should give you 8 or 2 because of 5 minus 3. Okay, so just be aware you may have more than one answer for, actually no. Number 2 and 3 have exactly one answer. Number 4, the plus or minus forced us basically to have two possible answers. All right, so using the formula with care. So we have to be careful, and you have to be able to retrace your steps to see if you made any mistakes. It happens. We all do it, and I think it's healthy for all of you, especially at this age, to realize the growth and potential that comes from mistakes. The worst thing you could do is keep making the same mistake and not learn anything from it, and that goes no matter where you go in life. So just be aware of that. All right, so first things first, we have several equations, equation 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it looks like each attempt it contains at least one error. So let's look at number 1. They say that a is 2. That's for sure. B is -8. That's for sure because what's happening here is you have to rewrite it first. All right. So yeah, B is definitely -8. That works. C is 3. All right. And they substitute in. All right. So B was -8. That's good. Plus or minus the square root of B squared. That's good. Minus 4AC. So we got A and C there. All over 2 times A. That's good as well. They get 64 from -8 squared. -4 times 2 is -8. -8 times 3 is -24. You subtract those. Looks like, yeah, the +8 is good. 64 minus 24 is 40. 2 times 2 is 4. So it looks like these are all good. So I'm assuming that our problem is a little further down. Ooh, it might be. Let's see. So square root of 40. All right, that's definitely the most awkward square root I've ever written. Does everybody agree that 4 times 10 gives us 40, right? Square root of 4 is 2. So if they had done this correctly, so this is where they made the mistake. Okay. They just got square root of 10, or they thought 4 times the square root of 10, right? And then 4 divided by 4 is 1. So you would have gotten, so you would have had 8 plus or minus 2 square root of 10 being divided by 4. All right, so that's not good. And so that would have given you 2 plus or minus half here of 10. So yeah, that would have been the answer. So go ahead, go through equation 2, right across, and see where they would have made their mistake. Okay. Same thing with the next set, the next two problems. Go ahead and try to find the two mistakes that were made, or the mistakes that were made in equation 3 and equation 4. So these ones are for you. Error analysis is very important. Okay, so go ahead and try to figure out what they screwed up on. All right, it happens, but catching mistakes is a good part. All right, 18.3, sure about that. I don't know. Are we sure? Because we are apparently launching pumpkins 30, 30 meters per second? Wait, yeah, meters per second. 30 meters per second is pretty fast. Like that's 30 times 3, that's 90 feet per second. That hurts. Stay away from that thing. That thing's yeah. All right. Let's see, 1A. So pumpkin reached maximum height of 47 meters. How many seconds after the launch did that happen? So you could totally use Desmos if you want. Let's see, reach the maximum. How many seconds? Okay, so there's several ways of doing this. You could use Desmos to do this, or you can actually solve 2 plus 30t minus 5t squared set equal to 0. Use quadratic formula, and then whatever your two answers are. All right, so let's say your answers are some number, right, and t equals some other number. The number in the very middle, would be your answer. So like, for example, if your answer was 2 seconds, here, and then 8 seconds over here, who is in the middle? That would be your answer. So think of it like that. All right. Let's see. Go ahead and try number 2. It's a good one for you to do. You can always use Desmos to kind of help guide what you need to be doing. All right, that's the end of this lesson. Have a beautiful week.